So today we're going to go over how to use Emaze. So I'm going to make this brief as possible. Um, we have different functions here. First and foremost, the ones we want to worry about are adding video, adding media, and some of the few other functions we have. So first and foremost, to add any images that you have, different media files, you can pull it from the web. You can pull it from your computer. You can pull it from Facebook if you so choose. It's going to, of course, have you log in Facebook, Instagram, any type of Google-based photos you have saved on your computer. You would just click the Browse button here, and you can go through and you can pull different images you have from there. For media, you can do it basically from here. It needs to be an MP3 or an MP4 file. If it's anything more than those two files, it won't work. You can also take media through an embedded code as long as, once again, it's a media file that's usable. You can take it, you can link it in through embedded code here. MP3, MP4, YouTube, Vimeo, it goes through all the different things that you can use. You have shapes that you can use. You have widgets, which also are a little bit of different types of media depending on whether or not you have it connected to accounts. You can use stuff like that. So the major tools that this particular type of program lets you use is you can actually do it based on the text. So if you have like a text thing, or if you have some kind of video image set inside your presentation, you can physically click on the item and a little drop bar will come right here. What this drop bar lets you do is it lets you customize different types of text, image, whatever you have in there. Particularly for text, it lets you customize like the style, the font, things you would get from Microsoft PowerPoint and Microsoft Word. But it also lets you do or set hyperlinks. It lets you target particular items. And for this particular scenario, we're going to look at the audio button. So the audio button, what that will let you do is you can browse your computer, particularly your audio files, and you can attach audio files to that particular slide and then use it from there. So for instance, I have already a file that I pulled. It's a Jazz MP3 file that I pulled, and I have it set on this presentation. And what I have it do is I have it loop through, and I have it auto play. So at the start of this presentation, the audio file will start, and it will not stop until the presentation is paused. So for instance, the way Emaze presentations work is when you pull them up from the web in view mode, they will always go. So once you start them, they are set to loop continuously through the presentation until you pause the presentation. So this audio file, with it set being on loop, it will continue to play the audio through every iteration of the presentation, so there will never be a point in time where the audio is not playing. You can update audio files by putting a new file in, and then you can from there just update here, or you can just remove the audio, period. You can just press the remove button. It'll take whatever existing audio you have set on this and just take it away. That is something you can choose to do on the mainstay just from the different text boxes. So you can have different audio playing. You can set one slide to have an overlay of somebody's voice, so you can have a person narrate the entire thing just by having an MP4 file of you talking. For instance, the way I'm doing this assignment here for this midterm is I have my phone below me. I'm speaking into my phone. My phone will create an MP3, MP4 file, so when I go to Camtasia and I attach it into Camtasia, I have a voice narration of this existing file. A few small things before I get into a little bit more for this assignment is we have a few features on the right side here, particularly the save, download, share, and view buttons that are actually very important for most assignments that you do, or things you may want to do with Emaze, since Emaze is not a free software. Things you need to look out for, things you need to be aware of. First and foremost, the download button. So what the download button will do for us here is it'll provide Emaze, HTML, video, PDF. So for most things that you want to use with Emaze, if you're not purchasing the software, you're going to want to focus on this button right here. The HTML button will show different, well actually no, it's not that one, but what all of these buttons are going to do is they're going to give us this little wonderful screen right here, which will tell us pricing. And even if you click the start now, if you set up with a free account, then you're already free, so it's going to continuously do this. But outside of that, you're going to want to focus on the share button over on the right hand corner. That's the download button, so if you had particular options there. The share button will give you the links that you need to use this to post it somewhere so people can look at your Emaze. As long as you have it set to public or as long as it's unlocked, this is what you're going to want to use. So that is kind of what you would want to use with Emaze. So once again, this is the particular function you want to use to attach video or things of that nature, so that way you can just attach it. So that would be kind of what you would want to do here, is just this particular thing right here. So the big thing that Emaze does that most other presentation-based software has differently is Emaze actually gives you more of a direct link with a few more special images. So you do have a little bit easier time using it. You can put it through view mode just on the dot versus having to do other forms and or fashions to view it. I know like in Microsoft PowerPoint, it just has the slides off to the side, and of course you can play the PowerPoint, so it's not really that much different. It just gives you an easier toolbar. So Emaze has an easier access to toolbars than most other PowerPoint presentations that you would use. But the big thing to really look at that Emaze does different is Emaze gives you a more specified way of looking at things. For instance, like if you noticed on the screen, there's a section folder, so you can section things off just off to the side, so that way if you come back to it, you can have it sectioned off to where you know where you started, you know where you need to be, if you have particular types of examples. But a few of the other things to look at is the fact that most of the good features of it are paid for services. It's a free software, and with free software you get limited access. So if you want better software, you might want to be looking at things like Microsoft PowerPoint. I've used Prezi before, but Microsoft PowerPoint has all the features. It is more of an expensive software, but when you get it, you get all this other stuff to go with it. You get Word and stuff like that. So in terms of use of software, Emaze is nice, but if you're going to go for like a free use software, Gmail would be something better to use, because Gmail gives you Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Presentation, and a whole bunch of other stuff that you can use that's free just by having a Gmail account. Like, there's features you can purchase, but that would be the better way to do that. So that's my thing on Emaze. I hope this has been nice. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I will talk to y'all soon.